Yo, 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 Mr. Nobags here. We're gonna do a quick live here. See if anyone comes in. Just want to go over a quick story. So I wanted this channel to be transparent and as honest as possible. Let me fix that light. It's like it's a little all in my face. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. We'll get straight into it. Mr. Novak here, also known as Amani, means faith. And so today I wanted to talk about, tell a little story about a kid in high school. And I thought he met the love of his life at the age of 15. And just kind of want to go over that story and tie into what I'm trying to do on this channel in reference to baggage, healing, and understanding about oneself. And just kind of want to give one of my personal stories, honestly, in reference to it. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. So I went to a high school in Birmingham, Alabama, and at the age of 15, 14, 15, somewhere around there, I was in ninth grade. And I met this girl, I won't say her name, but nice girl from a good family. And she was like one of the first girls I met since middle school. I mean, I don't really count middle school, but really, really liked her. Started talking, and mind you, I didn't know anything about anything. Obviously, I'm 15, 14. I was just really infatuated with her. And we started, spending time together at the gym, at the school. Spent a lot of time walking through school together. So basically, we'll meet up in the morning, maybe, think breakfast or something for a second. And then I think we had like one class or something like that together, a few classes together, but not a lot because high school like, the classes change up and everything like that. So different homerooms this entire time of ninth grade. But anyway, she and I would talk all the time. We would flirt. And at first, I won't say I was very infatuated. Let me take a step back. I wasn't at first. I was a freshman. I had a little bit of attention on me. And let me go back. I definitely have to go back to that part because there were a few suitors actually. Now that I remember, there were probably from three to four of different grades and everything like that. But I was a green Alabama boy. From at first I was like just entertaining and flirting with whoever came through, but after a while we started hanging out. That's when we started hanging out. So anybody else that was around, excuse me, let me turn it off. Anybody else that was around kind of got left to the wayside. Um, and I don't know what it was. It was just like her energy. She had this nice little booty, and she was a cutie. So other girls were too, but she was just different. Like we kind of connected in a different light. And then, like I said, we started going to different classrooms, and then start spending more and more time. So it got to a point where, at the time, I wanted to spend all my time with them, walking through the halls, meet at a locker, walking to each class. Boy, 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 looking back, I was a sucker. I wasted too much time because I don't even know why I was doing it. It was just like I thought that's what you're supposed to do when you're trying to have a high school sweetheart. No one taught me anything about this. Cut off all my other shorties and everything, which is there was no point to prior to getting into a relationship. And in high school, I was probably just enjoy school and just that's a different story, a different view, a different video. But anywho, started spending all my time with her and was happy when I got into class with her. And so I like I said, spent all time and day. Then one thing led to another. We started talking on the phone more at home, even after spending the entire day together, basically, because we were always together. And I didn't have a problem with it, And I'm sure she got smothered after some point. That's probably what led to the end of our relationship. Because I wanted to spend all the time with her. I wanted to talk to her. I enjoyed her. And I thought that we were going to be together throughout high school. But in reality, when we were young, we didn't know what we wanted. And no matter how much you think you're in love, so we used to write all the little love notes and all that and spend time. We went to the skating rink, went to the movies, had Valentine's Day. I met her parents, she met mine. It was all groovy. But as we matured, of course, there was, big things that were happening. But once we matured and got into like moved in towards the 10th grade, at that point, getting to 15, 16 range, then it's kind of like, okay, what's going on? Body's developing more, uh, emotions are changing. But me, I'm kind of still saying the same, but I'm kind of like, still trying to go to every class with her and everything like that, and always be around her. And it got to a point where I was very serious. I was serious about her because I was like, we were going to be together moving forward. And we had to make it through high school. We had to make it through high school. We had to be high school sweethearts. Because in my mind, in some fixated mind, I created this ideal of we had to be high school sweethearts, which I'll get to in a minute. It's not good to have that type of ideal for anything actually. So long story short, we got to a point where I had jealous moments. I was overly always trying to be around her. So I was smothering her. I was smothering her. And with smothering her and trying to get her a call, she never had a time to breathe. And I don't know, and at the time I didn't think anything of it because I didn't have anything else going on. I was just going straight on. And this was pretty much before I started working. Right before I started working. So it just became overwhelming. Long story short, we decided to part ways. And then sadly, we didn't speak again until like senior year in high school. We never spoke again because with me, I don't believe in speaking with exes, and I still kind of believe in that to this day. Because honestly, I really don't see the point unless y'all were some real friends beforehand. I don't see why people hold on to exes unless you're just trying to have backup plans and setups and all that. And no one will change their mind on that part. But I said all that to say I was too serious, and even my uncle, who's super religious and everything like that, and her mom, like you're kind of too serious for your age. I want to take a step back, and I didn't understand that because I thought no one told me, no one educated me um, on what to do or how to make it work. So looking back now, like I said, I did not know what to do or how to do it. No one ever told me. So I think I assumed that I needed to latch on, stay latched on, and I felt like she enjoyed it and wanted me to be around all the time. But in reality, that was not the case. I can't remember exactly how we broke up, but I know it wasn't a good one. I don't know. She grew to resent me, I believe, or it was something to do with either that or something to do with some other dude, something like that. But whatever the case is, um, I can't really remember. The whole point of me bringing all that up is basically I got attached to someone and I created this goal or idea of what I wanted it to be. And I was fixated on that versus letting it be what it be. And I think that was more of an attachment type of thing because I wanted to have go from high school and go into this family mode directly from high school. And I think that came from a wound. And I think I probably still carried that until like the last few years now that I realized it. Um, I had these ideas of what I wanted, which weren't, realistic because it was coming from a place. I never had like two people in my family that were together, like mom and dad weren't together. I had a stepmom or whatever, but it wasn't the most healthiest situation. So in my mind, I was determined to create a healthier and healthy situation. But sometimes when you try to create something, you miss the whole concept of relating to that person. So she may not even wanted all that, but I'm already planning weddings and doing all this other extra stuff just based off of a wound, which is why I wanted to kind of add that in there because I was trying to create this high school, which I'm so glad. Before I move on, I am so glad I did not go straight from high school into a relationship because I would have never had most of the experiences I've had since then. From traveling, moving to Chicago, getting out of Birmingham, meeting so many different people. It wasn't pretty, but I'm happy that I did not just do the because I probably would be depressed by now, or like in a different place and never seen anything and be stuck in one place, which was never meant for me. And so my whole point of saying that is when you're with someone, you have to give them that freedom. One, two, make sure you're not making a decision from a wounded place or from something that happened to you in your past. And I'm going to go into more detail later on, but the relationship with my father and the household that we were in, it wasn't it wasn't the healthiest. So with that, it basically put in my mind what we can have, and I want to create a healthy one, no matter what I went through. But in reality, I should have been. I wouldn't know that at 15 because I'm a kid. But once I got to a certain age and understood, I should have started the process of working through what I've seen, what I saw, and what was before I tried to get into a serious relationship. And then after that, establish myself, which I did do, and then continue to heal before I try to get into serious relationships. But I didn't do that. I got out of that one, and then another video. I go into the next one, but I got out of that one. Took some years off, just dating with a couple people. Didn't really get too serious, but I think there was like a fear of abandonment or something to that effect that I was going to lose it. And then sometimes when you have that fear, you still end up bringing that fear into reality because you're constantly acting and bringing it up and creating that energy into the space. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you mention. Be careful how you treat people. Be careful to get into situations or relationships if you aren't healed and know when to walk away. Regardless of what happens, if it's time to go, it's time to go. And now at my time, I would have wasted a lot less time. I would have dated a few more girls that were in the other grades, and but it was a learning experience because now I can tell a teenage dude that because all dudes not out here the same. Honestly, some guys, they're all on the up and up. They're just trying to build something, and that's what I always wanted to do was build something from a young age and have something stable. But sometimes when you force it, it doesn't work out in the best light. So just to recap, no matter what you're aiming for, don't give it too much energy. Give it the right amount of energy and stay positive with it. Learn from your wounds and heal before you try to get another relationship. I never, discussed it with friends trying to go through all this, that, and third. You gotta heal before you get into another relationship, especially if something happened when you're young. But that's just my thoughts on that. Work on your healing. Don't put too many of these high goals in marriage on somebody that is not the one. Know when to let go and acknowledge if you're coming from a wounded place making this decision, whether it be a previous marriage or something from the past, or if you're coming from a healed place and saying, now I'm ready to build it. So, just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. You can leave a comment or like and subscribe or not. Either way, no bags, and you take care.